Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Sonic Music Releases, the series where I show off and talk about various physically released Sonic music over the years. And today, we are focusing on the two soundtracks to come out of Shadow's own game, the game titled Shadow the Hedgehog. No matter how you feel about the game, and this goes for most Sonic games, the music you can usually enjoy, and I find that the music from Shadow the Hedgehog is kind of underrated. Like, I keep going back to it and noticing, like, wow, this is so good. I really like all of this music. We have two soundtracks on the agenda today, a vocal soundtrack and a complete original soundtrack. Let's start off with the vocal one, titled Lost and Found Shadow the Hedgehog Vocal Tracks, released February 22nd, 2006. Of course, in Japan. It includes all of the vocal themes from Shadow the Hedgehog, how many are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Although one of those is a Eggman Doc Robotnik mix, which was done by Remix Factory or Bentley Jones. He's got like 3 pseudonyms, doesn't he? It was published by Wavemaster Entertainment and distributed by Avex Marketing Distributions, retailed for 2,100 Japanese yen, or roughly $19 to $20. So let's pop this baby open and take a look. First of all, we can see that the tray, well, not the tray, but the clear plastic that's usually over the tray is a complete solid black, which actually looks really cool. There was a Crush 40 release that did the same thing. So that means when you close this, like right there, it's just like a very shiny, solid black. Not too many other releases did this, and it makes it look very like unique and like make it stand out a lot. So, taking a look at the OB, it's actually like the spine of the OB looks very similar to the 20th anniversary edition soundtracks, like that solid orange, which I think works for those, but for others makes it look pretty bland. Like, for that, it looks really cool on the spine, or the, like, right there, but right there, it kind of looks very, like, you know, like, there's nothing saying that that's Shadow the Hedgehog other than, you know, the words. I think it would have been cool to maybe spice up the colors at least a little on it. There's the back with the OB on it. And yeah, here's the OB itself. Crush 40, Power Man 5000, Julien-K, Remix Factory, A2, and Magna-Fi. And some Japanese I can't read. And of course, right there it says, retailed for 2,100 Japanese yen. Taking the booklet out and opening it, we can actually see that it's like a kind of fold-out thing. So you open it first, and it says, the choice is yours. Who do you fight when you don't know what you're fighting for? Edgy-ass quote right there, but pretty cool nonetheless. And it opens up into a full spread, all of the lyrics for all of the songs here. I'm not even going to try to get this entire thing on camera. And the back just continues on to the back, the Shadow emblem, or whatever you want to call that thing. And of course the disc itself, Lost and Found Shadow the Hedgehog, text on the front, and this really cool picture of Shadow himself. It's really cool. Like, it's there's a lot of, it's like white, and then there's kind of some gray in-betweens on Shadow. It makes it look pretty cool, instead of just like a, you know, complete solid couple of colors. And of course the surfaces on Shadow are very reflective, but the actual white text isn't really. It's a really nice touch. I think I forgot to show the back as well. Well, I mean, I showed the back when I showed the track list, but this it looks like New York with this building. Like that one, I don't know what the building is called, but it looks straight up like New York, or I guess it's supposed to be Westopolis or something. Pretty cool, and it doesn't really look Sonic-y. It does to an extent, because it's Shadow, and Shadow has that very specific atmosphere for the game, but still, like, I would not look at this picture and be like, oh yes, Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, in terms of what this thing is worth, I would say anywhere from $20 to $35. It is still very affordable and findable nowadays. You can get it on CD Japan, Yes Asia, a lot of Japanese sites that ship to the US, and even proxies. You can probably find it for cheaper on proxies. In fact, I think that's where I got mine. And of course, you can also check eBay, but you're probably going to be paying more on eBay just because it's eBay. And I'll say this for both of them right now, neither have bootlegs, which is great. So, taking a look at the actual original soundtrack with all the other music from the game, this one's just called Shadow the Hedgehog Original Soundtracks, with an X though. Gotta make sure, cause you see it right there? There's an X. This was actually released the very same day as Lost and Found, February 22nd, 2006. Of course, in Japan. It was published by Wavemaster and distributed by Sega Direct. I've talked about Sega Direct before. They were an online service, Sega themselves, hence the name Sega Direct, that you could buy merchandise and soundtracks from. And it led to a lot of them becoming pretty rare. Anyway, it retailed for 3,500 Japanese yen, or roughly $32 by today's standards. Taking a look at the cover, it's actually very similar to Lost and Found in terms of setup. It's got the shadow symbol on the side, but now it has the logo up here instead of on the bottom like Lost and Found did, and it just, oh, hello. It also just threw the art of Shadow on it, leading to them looking very, very similar, but I don't think it was a bad thing. I think it was actually pretty cool to have them look, you know, so together on like a shelf or something. If we take a look at the back, we have that seldom seen art of Shadow holding that alien gun, and the track list. And actually the first disc has 3 bonus tracks. It has a remix and 2 like original, I'm guessing demo versions of earlier songs, which is pretty cool. It's always cool to see bonus tracks on Sonic CDs. This soundtrack also includes a song from Sonic Adventure 2 called Recollection of the Ark. It was not ever released on Multidimensional or any Sonic Adventure 2 soundtracks, so they just put it on here. It was used in the game, which is pretty cool, and it's really cool to see an actual release of it appear somewhere. So if we take a look at it, it's actually, you can tell it's the same style of 2 CD clamshell case as Multidimensional, Digilog Conversation, etc. Meaning that the front cover is actually inaccessible, like it's just planted in there, and you can probably get to it if you crack the CD or something, but I'm not going to do that. Taking a look at the OB, it's actually much more simple looking than the other one. Just says Shadow the Hedgehog original soundtracks, and I'm assuming it says the exact same thing in Japanese. Also down the spine, and Sega Direct logos all over the place. It's also got the continuation of the track list, so when you put it on the CD itself, or the CD case, you can still read it, even though it covers that part. And here's a shot of it on the front. I think this actually looks really cool. Like, there's no image that continues over here, it's just the text down the side, and that's pretty neat. So before I show the discs, there's actually a little poster that you get along with this release. On one side, it is a really big close-up photo of Shadow, and it has all the staff credits and lyrics to I Am All of Me as well. And on the other side is actually like a graphic poster that you could hang up on your wall or something. I wouldn't recommend doing that, because it'd probably ruin it. I'll show the actual scanned image on the screen, because I'm not going to get this entire thing on the screen. But I have also actually myself edited and touched up and adjusted the levels of an existing scan someone had taken, and I'll show that as well. So to get the actual like kind of raw image out of it, which is pretty cool looking, because this art that they used of Shadow is really, really like cool. Like it's really, really neato. It's a shame it like really isn't seen anywhere else. And moving on to the discs themselves, they look incredibly basic, but the fact that they both are like the same, just with swapped colors, actually adds to the charm a lot. Like if it was just one CD that looked like this, it'd be like, wow, that's very, very basic compared to you know, Lost and Found. And it is, but you know, I think making them look the same like that, which releases usually do something like this, it adds to it a lot. And funny thing, they actually, I don't know how it's coming up on camera, but it's actually black and pink are the colors used here, not black and red. It's kind of like a hot pink almost. Pink is one of my favorite colors, and black and pink is one of my favorite color combinations. I think black just looks good with anything. So right here, it's a black disc, and they use the pink Shadow the Hedgehog logo and pink text, like copyright text along the side, and it's just inverted over here. Black text on a pink disc, and I don't think there's anything in the tray. Let me find out. Yeah, it's just a black nothingness. Now, in terms of what this guy is worth nowadays, I would say anywhere from $65 to $80. It is more uncommon than most of the releases out there, and definitely more uncommon than Lost and Found. And probably the main reason for that is that it was released by Sega Direct. Most of the Sega Direct releases have gone up in value and have become increasingly harder to find. So you'll probably see listings for even more than that. Well, actually 80 is probably like the highest I usually see it go, maybe 90. I would never ever pay more than 80 for this. I think I paid around 70. Yeah, it's kind of hard to find. You just gotta, you know, scout out for it and maybe use proxies or something. Proxies are always helpful. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching another episode of Sonic Music Releases, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.